Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on Legacy Evolution Trashmaster. Now, this guy seems to be the last of the Junkions to be released in Legacy because, well, next year we're going into United, and that year's gimmick is going to be the Armorizers, which are just a bunch of rock creatures akin to the Rock Lords or the Inhumanoids or those rock things from that one Headmasters episode. But yeah, the Junkions have been cool in Legacy because we got a bunch of new characters and tow line from R.I.D. for some reason. And I think there's been rumors that Road Pig and the Starseekers line next year is going to be a Crash Bar retool, but we'll see when that gets showed. But anyways, for Trashmaster here, well, how is he? Well, starting off with the box. Well, of course, we've got the standard Legacy Evolution packaging. So, of course, we've got a picture of Trashmaster in his vehicle mode. Of course, we've got a way you'd see him. Got his name right there. Side, we've got a picture of his face. Got a picture of him just ready to punch someone. He's got a giant claw, which is awesome. This side, we've got one half of the Evolution mural. The back, we've got them in both modes. Of course, you can split apart and combine over to the Junkions with the Evo Fusion. Here he is with Axle Grease. We'll show that in more detail later. And of course, the QR code if you want to scan that. There you go. And for the actual figure, well, he's a rubbish truck. Like, he's actually meant to be he's actually meant to be one of those trucks used for collecting rubbish from bins. I know he doesn't look like that now, but we'll see when we get to the accessory. But for now, looking at the details, and my throat has stopped working. Well, I've got some really nice silver paint right here, which I just think looks really nice. I've got the windows, which look, I guess, boarded up, kind of. Got some nice windshield wipers. Could maybe put like an insignia sticker right here, maybe. The side, we've got the arms which pick up the bins. The side, we've got these chain details, and again, some nice silver paint. The hands just back here, but those will be covered up soon. Yeah, the back is sort of not the best, but yeah, that will be covered up when we get to the accessories. The top, we've got an Autobot insignia, if that will focus, which is not, but you can see it's there. Underneath, you can't really see that much. I've got to squeeze these in. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Well, we have to introduce this first. This is the accessory, some sort of capture claw. And well, this does have a purpose in the vehicle mode. Take this, just tap this into the hands, move this down, and now the vehicle mode is complete, because this is the rubbish compactor. So now we can call the vehicle mode complete. And we do have a port right there, so if we want to plug in some extra guns, then there you go. I got some two more right here. There's even some ports and the little arms here. And I guess if you want to plug in some mini columns with it from Armada or Legacy, well, you can do that here. So, yeah. So, overall, I really like this vehicle mode, and I kind of hope that they reuse this for something else, like Animated Wreck-Gar or something. I mean, if they can reuse Scraphook for freaking RID tow line, of all things, then sure, why not? Now, normally I just move on to the transformation, but of course, as you saw on the back of the box, we still have the Evo Fusion to look at. So here we have the front of axle grease. So to do this, we're going to have to come here and tap the front of the truck. Oops. But yeah, just pull these front bits off. Tap this back in. And then these will tab right into here. And then you got this amalgamation. So if you want to do that, then I mean, sure. Why they use axle grease, I don't know. Probably because she was the previous Junkion release, but honestly, I think I kind of prefer using a Scraphook because, yeah, the colors match more. So let's use Scraphook. So again, just tap this in. And yeah, the colors match way more. Yeah, the hubcaps don't really match, but other than that, it's standard Junkion colors now. So if you want to do that, then I mean, go ahead. And this is the Evo Fusion for this guy. So yeah, Scraphook has the normal forming armor for the figures. Crashbar has Scraphook form a sidecar for him. I can't remember what Axel Grease's one was. In fact, I think Crashbar was you attach one of these onto a Crashbar or a Scraphook. Axel Grease formed a sidecar for a Crashbar, and this is the one for a Trashmaster. So yeah, that's all the Junkion Evo fusions. But yeah, if you just remove this and attach on the actual front wheels, because these can come off, and that does actually come in handy for the robot mode later. So yeah. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the vehicle mode. Overall, I quite like this. I mean, a Junkion rubbish truck, or garbage truck if you will. I think this is really cool looking, and it's reminiscent of Animated Wreck-Gar, so yeah. I especially love how this claw becomes the thing that munches up all the rubbish, so yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. So let's move on to the transformation. So let's just start by removing this. I find it easy to move up the claw first and then just remove it. So we're just gonna start by moving the front wheels down, like so. Untap the arms from the legs, like so. I find that the hands often spin freely, but yeah, untap the arms from the feet, like so. Also move these up. Tap this in. Move these side arms down. So you can move them up like so, and these are pretty much now side skirts. You can now rotate the waist around. You can move the feet down. Split the legs. Oop. The side skirts down. Untap the arms. Spin them around to the front. Untap them like so. Move the shoulders forward. Rotate the arms around so the elbows are facing forward. Move the arms down. Rotate the wrists around. Move this back section down. Push this down. And that should get his head up. It's gonna be easier said than done. There we go. And well, here we have Trashmaster in robot mode. And yeah, I think it's a fun transformation. Just the way that everything moves around itself. I mean, well, there is one complaint, but I do have a fan mode that actually sort of sorts it. But yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, turning this around. Can you see what the issue is? He has a bit of a fanny pack, if you will. Yeah, they couldn't decide what to do with the front wheels, so they just end up sticking out of his arse. Yeah, that's a bit awkward, and I think it does actually sort of end up hindering that. Yeah, it kind of hinders his leg articulation. But there is but yeah, if you do get annoyed with that, and if you don't mind parts forming, well, you can just remove that. And that gives you a much cleaner back. I mean, it's still flap here, but, well, you don't have these annoying wheels anymore. So we just leave these off for now, and I'll show you somewhere to put them later, because, well, for now, let's look at the head. So, well, I love this head sculpt. Like, this guy could be the Junkion equivalent of Bulkhead. Like, yeah, I can see this guy and Bulkhead being good friends. I mean, dude, he's got a mohawk. This dude literally has a mohawk. That is awesome. Now, giving him his weapon, of course, all he comes with is the biting claw. So we just lift this up. We can just plug this into his hand. You can just move this down however you want it. I prefer to leave it upwards so the claw can still open. And yeah, now he's pretty much fully armed. However, he does also have these little guns on his wrists. And well, for blast effect compatibility, they're actually blast effect compatible, I think. A bit loose, but I'm pretty sure they are. So if you want, you can actually plug in blast effects, which is amazing. Yeah, kind of loose, but it's not really full off. You can pose them with blast effects on. It's just try not to knock them with blast effects on. And of course, we've got all the ports everywhere. And if you want to plug in like more Junkions, if you really want to, or in my case, if you want to plug in some more blast effects, of course, we've got the feet. Of course, I grabbed one of Hot Rod's blast effects by accident, but still, you get my point. So, yeah. And of course, if you have the other Junkions, you can just take the limbs off and just combine them in whatever freaky ways you want. Like, for example, I'm trying to split Scrapbook's legs, and they are not going. So, like, this is just a tiny example, but you could take like one of Scrapbook's legs, plug it into one of the arms, for example. Yeah, you can make a lot of freaky combinations with the Junkions. I mean, I think there's a one way with all the Junkions and a second crash bar, you can make a huge like dinosaur thing. So yeah. Now let's move on to this guy's articulation. So his head can go side to side. You can look it up if you use the transformation joint. The arms can move. Of course, you can T-pose. It's got elbows, bicep rotation, wrist rotation, waist rotation. Just remember to move the side skirts out, because then he can also do the splits. Legs can go forward that far, back that far if you move the wheels. It's got knees. This can swivel, and of course, this being a Junkion that can come off. It's got feet that move, and the foot can pivot. So yeah, now I found my copy. This is actually quite loose, like you can sort of see. Yeah, you can sort of see how loose that is. I'm pretty sure that's just like poor QC on my end, but still kind of annoying. Especially when I give him the capture claw. Like, it really weighs it down. And now I can't get it lined up. There we go. Yeah, you can see how loose that is, which is a major complaint. Now, just before I finish this, where should I put these? Because if you remember, I removed them right after like transforming him. Well, what I do is I split them, because yeah, you can do that for like combinations. I come around to the shoulders, and then I just plug these into the back of the shoulders. And that's where I keep them, so they're not hanging off his rear end. And I think that actually looks kind of nice. Does it hinder articulation? Well, a little bit, but with some maneuvering, you can make it get past. But yeah, this is just an option. You don't have to do this. You can leave it hanging off there if you want, or you can just leave them off entirely. I mean, people take the wheels off of Earthrise Prime for Prime's sake, so I'm sure some people are not going to mind just taking the wheels off of this entirely, so yeah. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. So, complaints, well, of course, the wheels, if you leave them on, but yeah, if you don't mind parts for me, you can just take them off. But other complaints, this arm could be really loose. I find the wrists are also really easy to move. So yeah. And honestly, I think this is the only complaints I can think of, because I think this is actually my favorite out of all the Junkions. I don't know. I think it's just because like, he's big. He's probably the bulkhead of the group. So yeah. So, do I recommend this guy? Absolutely. This is a really fun figure, and I definitely do hope that we see some redecos of this guy. I don't know, like Animated Wreck-Gar maybe, but still, this is a really fun figure, and if you don't have him yet, I definitely do recommend you pick him up. So yeah. So, this has been my review on Legacy Evolution Trashmaster, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.